My dears, I am delighted to bring you the Hyacinth pop-up flower vase with this lovely envelope. You may be coming to this video from a different flower vase kit. Don't worry about that at all. All my flower vase kits are put together in the same way. Once you've made one, you'll be an absolute pro. So you can follow this video even if you're coming from a different kit. So here's the envelope. It's got this lovely ticking on the front. It's got this lovely backing. It's got a pocket. It's got a little card inside. That's the envelope. This is the flower vase, the main event. To open it, we're going to squeeze the sides, push up the mechanism inside, and then we have our 3D flower vase. Looking lovely and lush and full, and we can just rearrange it slightly now it's out of the envelope to give us more width as well. Now each of these pieces is removable. The smaller ones we can take out. They've got writing spaces on the back with this lovely pale lacy backing, and each piece fits in its own little tuck spot like that. It's quite easy to put together. Let's take a couple of these pieces out, show you the bigger ones. Here's a larger one which has got a big old writing space on the back. So this large piece as well comes out. That's got a lovely big writing space. You've got these two pieces at the back. They also come out and tuck into their own little pockets. To pop everything back together is really, really simple. You'll see the little tuck spots that you need to pop them into when you're making yours and when you've made yours. There, like that. And to close it, pull down your mechanism, tuck in your little side pieces and pop it in your envelope. There you are. Now these are lovely as gifts come cards. Great if you've got a lot of people wanting to sign one card. Everybody can have their own little flower. So great for colleagues, for family cards where you've got lots of people wanting to contribute, or if you just want to write lots of things on the backs, or if you want to use this for journaling as well and make a beautiful and unusual journal edition or a little standalone folio. Come with me, let's put this thing together. Here are all my pieces cut out. I've got these lovely flower pieces, I've got my foliage pieces, and I've got these two pieces here. I've also got a card to fold. I've got the lovely pot itself, front and back. I've got the mechanism. I've got the envelope. Everything is printed on 250 gram, and most of the pages are reverse printed with this lovely pale lacy background. The only pages I don't need to reverse print are the pot, but you can do if you want to, and these envelope pieces and the pocket, and this backing for the envelope I've reverse printed with this lovely blue ticking. So that's it, my loves. We've got it all ready. We can make a start. So let's fold en masse, I think. All of these flower pieces we can put to one side. We've got the mechanism to fold. So let's go ahead and do that. Begin by making all your creases along all the lines that you can see here. The flowers we're going to fold straight up the middle, so follow this little crease line that you can see here, and the same with this big fella here. The card we're going to fold in half. Got this pocket here, and we've got three little tabs on the pocket that we want to fold under. Then we've got the long pockets for the front of the envelope, and we've got two creases to follow on this one. There we are. As soon as I've got it, I might as well start on the envelope. So I'm going to fold my pieces to the inside. And the same with the little pocket. Fold your pieces inwards. And the same with the card. Fold your lacy sides together to form that beautiful little card. Isn't that nice? Right, let's stick the envelope together. I've got a tape runner here. You can use glue if you want to. And I'm going to get this the right way up. Run a seam of tape or glue up the inside of these tabs here. Take one of my pieces, line it up with the main body of my pocket, and fold the tabs up and stick them down. There we are. Look at that lined up. That's nice. Could do with it. I'll pop a little bit of glue under that little corner there later. And the same with this fella here. Going right up to the edges. Line that up. Nice and tight to the edge. Fold that in place, and there is our envelope, looking really pretty. I've got my little pocket to stick on. I'm sticking my tape onto the pattern side of the tabs because they're going to tuck under. Fold those little guys under and stick this in place. I'll stand up for this one so I can see. If you want to, you can thumb cut this. I'm going to thumb cut this one. My ladybird, my butterfly is positioned low enough to allow me a nice little shallow thumb cut there, so I'll go ahead and do that. I just like the way it looks. Get this nice and central and straight. This one's quite easy to centralise due to the border. There we go. Nice and straight. And there we can pop our little card straight in there like that. Looks lovely. That's the envelope done. Let's move on. So we're going to fold all of these pieces inwards, apart from the little tabs at the end of this longer piece here, which we're going to fold outwards like that. Everything else is going to fold lacy side to lacy side. This one, the shorter piece, everything just all folds lacy side to lacy side. Now I'm going to get my tape runner. I'm going to run it along. That's not my tape runner, that's my tape. Get my tape runner. Run along one of the tabs on the lacy side. Stick that over the top of my other piece. And now I'm going to bring this along so that I've got my little tab sticking out over the edge. Now what's important with this one is that everything is flat when you fold this piece. So if you need to make any minor adjustments to that crease there, then do that now. Nice little bit of tape, fold this over. So you've got, before we carry on with that, there's something I've forgotten, and that is to crease our pots. Where this curve meets this curve here, we're going to crease all the way down on both sides on both pots. Doesn't really matter if you go all the way up to this top lip, but I'm avoiding it here just for the nice tidy aesthetic. So on both sides of both pots, just run yourself a little crease line down here. We're not actually going to fold this. but it's there because it'll help with the structure. Right, now we've done that, we've got our piece squished out flat here, we've got our 2 tabs that we've stuck down at the end, and what we're going to do now, I've already put a piece of tape on mine, I forgot this stage, is I'm going to hold it in the middle like this, and you can see I can squish that in and do that with it. Same on this other side, squish that in. So when you're done, you've got that shape going on there. Now you can get your tape runner or your glue, run yourself a seam of tape or glue down the centre of one of the sections and position it. I'm going to stand up again in the centre of your vase, right at the top, like that. Then we're going to get some more tape. I'm going to get a piece of scrap card here and run some tape all the way down the outside of my vase, nice and tidy, and up to the edge, or as far as I can, to that crease mark that we made, and trim that bit of tape off with a pair of scissors when I'm done. So I've got a nice level of adhesion going on there. Get off there. And I'm going to run a same seam of tape or glue again down this middle section, and then I'm going to stick my top vase on top of this whole thing. Line that up nicely and stick it down. I'm going to have to go in and trim off my excess bits of tape there. So we've got a lovely working pop-up opening mechanism there now, and the only other thing we need to do is make a little strut for that, a little brace, so that it will stay open when we want it to. Now I don't put that as a printable element in the kit because we've got lots of leftover pretty that we can use instead. So what I'm going to do is grab myself a ruler and a pencil or a pen and measure how long I think I want this brace to be. And I'm not giving you set measurements for this. If you've cut on a Cricut or you've cut by hand or your printer settings are different, you might end up with a slightly different result. So I don't want this too open, so 2.5 inches would probably be too much, but we'll go for 2.5 inches. We can always trim it down a little bit, and all I'm going to do is mark myself off my 2.5 inches and my 2.5 inches. And you can see I've allowed myself a little tab as well. Mine's ready built into this piece of paper, but if yours isn't, just make yourself a little tab and draw a line across. It doesn't really matter how much that is, that's about 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to cut this guy down with my scissors. Bigger pair of scissors would be better for this job. And then all I'm going to do is wrap this round a couple of times. So I've got about 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch there. You can go 1 inch. Wrap this round a couple of times to give me some rigidity. Open it up. Oh, actually, I need to fold this piece down, don't I? This is your tab for the mechanism. Give yourself a fold there. When you've got that, then you've given yourself some guidelines to be able to cut out all but one of these tabs here, like this. Doesn't really matter which one of the more central ones. And snip that straight across. And when you've done that, you can fold it back up. Start whichever way you like. I'm going to start the other way because I've got a white bit there. Seam of glue or tape down one of those pieces, fold that back up, and there you've got a nice rigid mechanism. Then we're going to grab our vases, pop this inside until it meets, this is awkward on the video, until it sits right on the top of your mechanism up there. Just check that out. That's looking good. It's a little bit wide, I feel. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to trim a little bit off the end. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm giving myself ever such a slight curve there. It's not much at all. Pop it back in. There we go. I'm happy with that as an opener. Now I've done that, I'm going to grab the mechanism, put some tape on the little tab there. Hold it out of the way whilst I pop this thing right back in the centre, line it up to where I want it to be, right in the middle of that mechanism there, really butted up against this piece here. And when I'm happy with the position of that, I can press that little gluey tab in place, bring down my mechanism, and then we've got a flat vase, squeeze the sides and push up my mechanism to make my rounded vase, and we're done. We're ready to go. We can stuff this thing. Then I'm going to fold my smaller of the flower groups to face each other, and that will pop in this section here like that. Then I'm going to take my larger flower section and I'm going to fold those. Oh, I'll get that glue off the back, that's annoying. Fold those lacy side together, and that is going to go in this shape here. There we go. You can do it the other way around if you want to. You can fold this and have this in this front section here, and you can fold this way to have that in this back section here. I prefer it the other way. You get more depth, you get more layers. And then we've got all these little pieces, and these little pieces, we've got the two tall ones here, they're going to fit in these little pockets right at the back. Can you see that there, these little pockets? It's a bit awkward on the camera. They go right at the back. The little ones, you've got the same pockets at the front here, little tiny tuck spots. You can pop your little ones in there. There we go. And then you've got some foliage pieces that will tuck and go in the side of your vase there, and tuck those in behind. You'll see your little tuck spots when you're making yours and where everything works. There we go, it's done. Doesn't it look beautiful? I've always got one little extra one here. We can tuck that in wherever we want to. There, that's a beautiful, beautiful full flower vase, and of course you've got writing spaces on the backs of all of these pieces. Pull down your mechanism and you've got a lovely flat vase. You may need to tuck in these little pieces at the side here to get this in your envelope. There you go, it's in and it's done. I hope you absolutely love them. I hope whoever you make these for absolutely loves them and wows at your abilities as a next level paper crafter. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you love it. See you next time.